You guys, just bought a 26 Cadillac Escalade in October. Within 2 weeks, I noticed there were some pretty big issues. Took it to the dealer. They looked at it all day long, said, gonna have to put you in a real tiny loaner car. I said, I got boys, baseball. I can't take that. They said, no worries. Take the car home, and we're gonna work on reading bulletins and finding a solution to what's going on with your engine and other issues. 30 days later, nothing. What did I do? I contacted GM. Asked for a buyback. Right? It's been over a month. I don't even have my car working correctly. GM denied my buyback. So then I had to pursue the lemon law. It's almost Christmas and I don't have a resolution. I need a car.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. Welcome back to the channel. Today, guys, we got a couple deals we're going to get into. Some of these deals are good deals. Some of them are bad deals. Let's get right into it. Let's go.
Jeez.
There we go.
All right, guys. Got good and bad news. What do you want to hear first? Couldn't get you into the Pathfinder. The Pathfinder, they were asking for a minimum of $7,000 down, and your payment was still going to be close to the $1,400 a month. Rogue is still a little bit more than you guys want to be at. I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot more than you guys want to be at. And they're actually asking for $2,000 down, but your payment is at $1,065.
Man, for a Rogue? Oh no, son.
What if I could do it with $1,000 down?
$1,000 a month. That's not passing out like that.
Still gotta pay insurance.
Insurance gonna be on the new vehicle with the neighborhood, whatever. It's gonna be.
Did you want me to see if I get what I could do for a new kicks? I was just trying to see something bigger. So I could see what the new kicks would be like.
It's gonna be about the same. It's not even gonna be $650.
It's gonna be close to like 8s maybe.
Kicks? That's crazy.
Try again, nothing.
All right, give me a second before you guys leave. Let me just talk to my manager, okay?
Now, that was a situation where they made the right decision. Walk away. Ain't no use even sitting there and keep going back and forth. Ain't no way I pay $1,000 a month for a Nissan. That's just unacceptable and unbelievable and not even almost possible. You got to be crazy to do that. And that whole I'll be right back. Then we talk to my manager. What difference is that going to make? I understand it's just procedure. That's what dealers do. But at the same time, there's nothing the manager can say to me to make me pay over $1,000 a month for a Nissan. No way, Jose. It's not going to happen, Jack.
Wherever you bought this Escape from, we don't understand why you owe so much on this car. So the car right now is closer to $18,000 is what you owe. And Kelly Blue Book clean retail, not even trading, clean retail on the car is $8,900.
Oh,
yeah,
my
upside down,
goodness.
very bad in this car. Of course, we can submit right on a car that'll have enough book to a bank to roll that kind of equity. And, you know, we're looking to roll almost $9,000 in equity, right? We'd be starting on a new car with already $9,000 on top of that car. I mean, can we help? Yes. Can we roll that equity? Yes. Can we lower payment and roll that equity? Fortunately not. Can I get you the Accord with probably a better payment than what you're paying now? For sure. Can I trade you out this Escape? It's just going to be, we can't figure out where in the world that they put you in such a terrible loan, because I mean, even if you were 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line, right, you wouldn't even be able to trade this car comfortably, right?
I could just give it into the bank and take it because I can't pay on two cars.
We wouldn't want you to try and pay on two cars either.
Yeah, that's my option. Just give it to them and then stay with
The new car, right? Something healthier, right?
Yeah.
All right, let me go ahead and talk to finance and let them know we're going to go that route, and we'll show you some numbers on that car.
All right, concept.
Now, there's so many people in situations like this where they feel like they got to do a voluntary repo, go ahead and buy a car before that hits their credit in order to get a better deal. But the problem with that is that repo is going to ruin their credit. They're not thinking about the future. They just think about now. They just need a car to drive now. That's just a terrible situation. And that's what happens when you roll negative equity and you just keep rolling. And he's right, though. They will be able to get her done, but you're going to have to get that other car back. Let me ask y'all, is that something you would consider doing? I mean, I don't know, man. That's a hard decision to make. Because like she said, she can't afford to have 2 car notes. That'd be crazy. But sometimes, hey, you know, that may be the better move. Maybe she can't afford the current payment she's making now. and they're gonna probably repo it anyway. So she's like, let me go ahead and get another car before they take the one I got.
We actually gave him a $41,000 Nissan Pathfinder for $369 a month, a 3-row SUV for $369 a month. Now, unfortunately, the same client has a few other cars. We don't know the entire story, but amongst his 3 cars that are all relatively newer, $50,000 negative. Now, my comment to the client was, going forward, please do not buy any cars without consulting with me, because this sucks for sure. I am proud to say at Noble Motor Cars, I never run my customers' equity and their 10, 20K flipped upside down. It just doesn't happen. That's why we are so pro leasing, because as long as you stay within your allotted miles, you'll never end up in a situation where you are 20 grand negative with a lease unless you way exceeded what you were contracted to do. There's never going to be a situation where you come back in 3 years and you're like, oh my God, I owe 20 grand to get out of this car. With that being said, we have a 2020 BMW M8, beautiful car. Unfortunately, around negative 15,000. Payoff is 65. The vehicle's worth about 50. There's a ton of them in the market. They're not hard to find, and there's not that many people who want, $100-something thousand convertible. Next one is a 2025 Silverado. This one I don't understand. Has 8,000 miles on it, so he's probably had it for half a year or a year. The amount owed is 72,000. It was new 62 grand, which means, if you came to me and you wanted to buy this car, I could buy the car new for probably 55 grand. The truck's probably worth 48 grand. One just sold at auction for 47 grand with 400 miles. His has 8,000 miles. So that one's flipped 23,000 roughly. And the last one, a 2020 Santa Fe. The car still has a loan of 20 grand against it. There's not a lot of cars that you can put 200,000 miles on that are worth more than $4,000 or $5,000. This is no exception to the rule. He owes roughly 20, so there's another negative 13 grand. I don't know what we're gonna do here. When you get into these situations, a lot of people want to roll it into something else. The problem with rolling it into something else is you're just going to keep compounding the same issue. The next car you take off the lot immediately depreciates. Plus the 20 grand you might flip into it, you could drive off the lot and now be 30 grand upside down. Unless a client who's ready to pay up a majority of that negative. Unfortunately, I do walk away from business all the time by just telling somebody I will not force them into a situation I wouldn't feel comfortable putting my own family member or friend into. This is why you call Noble Motor Cars.
Now, guys, this is a situation that I get a lot of questions about, because right now there's a lot of people with heavy negative equity. And this guy right here is explaining exactly what happens and why a lot of people are going to a lease right now. A lot of people are leasing cars. And it's hard to wrap your mind around the fact that when you lease a car after 3 years, you either have to buy out the lease, actually finance the rest of the car, or you just walk away and you have nothing. There's a lot of people who don't understand that. But just think, if you're $23,000 upside down, you get an opportunity to get a brand new car. Then after 3 years, you walk away scot-free. $23,000 negative equity goes away, and you basically get to start over. Now, it don't exactly just go away. I understand you have to make that monthly payment, and that payment is going to be super high probably. But it's also a chance to reset. Now, I'm not sitting here trying to convince people to lease cars, but if you're the type of person like to switch cars, and a lot of these people are, obviously, that's the reason why they got super negative equity, or they had terrible credit and they had a super high interest rate, you might want to consider it. It's not going to always make sense to everybody, but you have to look at your situation and determine what your ultimate goal is. Some people's ultimate goal is just to completely walk away and just reset. Yeah, they might lose money and they may not have a car, but at the end of that lease, they can either take some money they may have been able to save up and go pay cash for a car and be done with car notes forever, or they can start fresh, put some money down, find a car that they know they're going to keep for a long time, and finance that car. But we all know the ultimate thing to do is to pay cash for a car. So it just depends on your situation. So I figured that these clips are real good because they show what happens when you have a lot of negative equity and you try to finance a car the normal way. A lot of times the payment's going to be super high. So it's just something to think about. The year comes to an end right now. A lot of dealers are having a lot of specials, and they're trying to force a lot of folks to go into leases. And this is exactly why. But like this guy said, at his dealership, he tried not to put people in a situation where they flip so much in these vehicles that They can't even get them in a lease to even get out of it. You just basically stuck. And that's not what you want to be. You do not want to be stuck in these cars, man. Especially these new cars, man, because it's like they're almost made to fail in a few years, so you can buy a new car. So I don't know, guys. Leave your comments. Let me know what y'all think. There's a lot to decipher here. I just hope I'm never in a situation like this, man. But you just never know. I'm not immune to, negative equity either.
Your boy Steve-O got me rolling.
Boy, Steve-O.
Today, we got my man QT approved on the 24 Mustang. QT, how was your experience here today, man?
967 for 124 months.
Shit. I ain't gonna lie to you though. Gotta give with Steve. Gotta give with my boy, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen. If y'all ain't pulling off on nothing, you a motherfucking liar.
Congrats, bro.
Appreciate you.
And
that's crazy.
Shout out to YB and them for the referral. Guys, I do pay up to $1,000 per referral. So if your friends, family member, anybody wants a car, the process is super easy. ID, mail, shoot us a DM, and Steve-O got me rolling. We'll get you rolling up too.
Well, Steve-O, you owe me some money, champ, because I've been referring a lot of people to your dealership, buddy. Your videos stay on my channel. I need that referral money, brother.
Now we're asking what your monthly car payment is.
$17.65.
Oh, my goodness.
Is that before or after car insurance?
Before.
She still got the M340 though. All right, she still has an M340. So El Presidente over here. What is your car payment on your X6M?
It's a little light, 2,000.
Golly,
Low-key, that's not bad for an X6M. It's a comp and it's a freaking beast on the road. Carlos, what is that payment on your 3 Series?
2015, $796 a month.
2015.
There's no way. What's the interest rate on that?
Stop.
18%.
No, he has to be joking. Like that's actually absurd. Like I actually think
lying, Slim.
Anyways, what's your car payment on your Honda Fit?
I don't have one.
All right, so he's a smart pal, I guess. Honda Fit.
But there you have it, guys. Just a short video today. Hopefully we learned something from these videos. I appreciate everybody chiming in on my last video. I appreciate all the love. Thanks for, commenting. I really appreciate it. Like I said, man, this channel started out as a Mopar channel. And now, guys, I'm just trying to venture out and do different things. And I'm about to start going to different dealerships and interviewing the managers, the finance managers, and try to get some more information for you guys so you guys can be more prepared when you go in to buy vehicles. So if that's something that you're interested in, guys, leave it in the comments. I appreciate y'all watching, and I see y'all on the next one. Peace.